Hey, greetings. Today I want to talk about this new food processor. This is the Hamilton Beach 70670 Chef Prep 525 watt food processor. Comes in different colors. This particular one is black, as you can tell. Selling for about $49 delivered to your door on Amazon.com these days. And this is the way it came out of the box. What we have is the main unit. It's all plastic construction. It is a little bit different though, because it has suction cups on the bottom, and that's the first time I've ever seen that. And of course it probably goes without saying that this was manufactured in China. It has two different speeds, as well as a pulse mode. This is the top with the food chute, and this is used to push the food down through it. It also comes with a chopping blade, which can go down in here. And then it comes with two different discs, both of which are rotatable. Reversible, I should say. We have a crinkle cut on this side. You can see the crinkle cut blade here. These are very sharp. And there's a fine shred on this side. This one has a slicer. You can see the blade. And the other side is a shred. So we have a fine shred on the one and a standard shred on this one. Okay, this is straight out of the box from the factory, so we don't want to use it until we wash it off and get whatever's on there off of there. I'll go ahead and do that. We'll come back and slice and dice some goodies. Okay, we're back. One thing I found out is the cord of this is pretty darn short. It's about 26 inches long, so I had to get an extension cord. But what we're going to do is I've got a couple carrots here. We're going to try these different blades. Let's try this shredder first. As we know, this has two positions, a 1 and a 2, and also a pulse. So as soon as you release it, it will shut itself off. So let's try the 1 here. And let's see what that looks like. I'm going to go ahead and plug this because I do not want to lose a finger. There's two holes in here for your fingers to take that off. And there you can see the size of the carrots. It's probably a really good consistency for a salad, for a green salad. Alright, let's put a different disc on here and see what happens. Okay, we're back. I'm going to go ahead now and use the fine shred. And I've got my little pusher here, so I don't lose any fingers. I'm going to put it on the 1 setting. And there's one problem. That carrot gets so far down there and just sort of gets caught and spins around the top of that disc. So that's interesting. You can see that that is, I don't know, a little bit, it is actually a little bit finer. I'll take this out, put it on a plate, we'll compare it side by side. Okay, here we go. The one on the right is the first one we did. That's the standard shredding. And over here on the left is the fine shredded. So there's quite a bit of difference. Alright, let's try another cutting style and see what happens. Okay, we're back. We've got the crinkle cut on there. A brand new carrot. And let's see how this baby looks. Okay, that's about as far as I want to go, not lose a finger. Aha. There we go. See if I can get one of these guys out of here. They're very thin. Okay, there's one more cutting blade left. Let's see what happens. All right, we've got the last side of that disc on, the standard cutting blade of the brand new carrot. It should be pretty self-explanatory, but we'll do it anyway. Cuts through that baby like butter. And as we expected, some nice little thin carrot slices in there. Okay, actually that would have been probably a little more exciting, something a little bigger like a cucumber, but I didn't have anything. Let's go ahead and try this last guy out. I think I'm just going to go ahead and use a big onion and throw it in there and see what happens. Be right back with an onion. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little salad because it's dinner time and I'm a bit hungry. And this is the only thing I have as far as fresh vegetables right now. And I'm just going to put them in here, use this big chopper blade, and make myself a nice, finely sliced and diced salad. A little bit of leftover lettuce. And some onions. Vidalia, of course. And some celery and some more carrots. Of course, I have all these carrots over here I've already diced and sliced up. Let's put the lid on. And if we need this or not to keep things from flying out, but we'll try it. And I know from past experience with another smaller unit I have, you don't want to do too much because it's become too finely minced up, and you don't want that. Let's see what that looks like. Looks pretty good to me. I'm going to put that in a bowl, a little bit of tuna fish, some oil and vinegar, salt and pepper, and we'll have myself a nice little easy to digest salad, wheat free. Just a word on this particular unit. I just like to typically buy what I call the best technical value. It's not the most expensive unit, it's not the least expensive unit. It's pretty much the best machine for the dollar that'll get the job done. And there's a lot of boutique units out there now, high-end, pretty ones that you might want to put in your new $50,000, $100,000 kitchen. That's not what I need. Those might cost, I don't know, $200 to $400, whereas this one costs $50. So this thing can break. If I bought, say, a $200 unit, I could buy 4 of these for the price of one of those. So this also got very good ratings on Amazon. There's probably 200 to 300 people, and I believe it got 4.5 stars, which is pretty good. So once again, I guess another way to put it is get the best bang for my buck. I don't need something that's beautiful. And quite frankly, these boutique units are selling for $200 to $400. Unless I see on the bottom that says made in Germany or made in Japan, it's probably made in China like everything else, and probably going to break just as quickly as this thing does. So I don't know. There's my 2 cents. Oh, just some closing notes, just to show you what this looks like in a bowl. It's very finely cut. And it'll be great for me with these braces on, as far as making life a lot easier. I don't have to chew that hard food like celery and carrots. It can be especially painful when you have sore teeth. And just another note, if you're chopping just fruit and vegetable, I've always experienced that you can save yourself a lot of time by just doing cleanup immediately after you're done. And I just take and rinse these under hot water and get everything off of there and let it dry. Should typically be enough, unless you're doing something like meat or cheese, in which case you need to get some soap and to kill the germs in the case of the meat, the bacteria. And of course the cheese is going to be a little bit more difficult to get off of there. One other note here, in this picture that comes on the box, they show fully sliced cucumbers and onions and bell peppers. One thing you have to be aware of is anything that's going to be sliced is going to have to fit through this hole. And so exactly how big is that hole? Let's find out. It's not quite rectangular, it's a bit rounded, but roughly 2 5/8 by about a little less than 1 3/4. So, big cucumber's not going to go there intact, might have to slice it in half. Since I'm showing you dimensions, this thing is pretty big, so if you're thinking about keeping it on your countertop or having to stow it away, make sure you have room for it. We're talking about almost 11 inches top to bottom. That doesn't even include when we put this rascal on. So now we're looking at almost 15 inches up to the top. Going across the front, we're looking at about 7.5 inches, and then front to back, probably a good 9 inches there. So it's not a small unit. Just one more thing I want to show you. Here's a smaller unit. I've had this probably 15-20 years. And I picked it up, I think, for about $10. One of those things that went on sale around Christmas time to give away as a gift. But essentially a much smaller version of this guy. It doesn't have the cutting discs. It just has the one cutter like this. But if you live alone or you just have to cut up an occasional vegetable, whatever, this might be a good way to go. I can make the salad the same way I did on this. Of course, I'd have to do a few different processes. So I have to cut one vegetable and the other one, and whatever. There's just not enough room to do a whole salad at once. Whereas this can do it all in one fell swoop. And the big reason I bought the bigger unit was if you're going to make your own coleslaw, this will make life a lot easier. It's kind of tough to do in something this small. You could, but probably make more of a mess. Now, I've also made coleslaw using the hand grater, but last time I did it a few weeks ago, I had cabbage everywhere in the kitchen. It just was quite the mess. All right, one more thing for consideration.